Are you ready to inject some passion and purpose into your work and life? Then you've come to the right place. Welcome to the very first episode of Professional Pulse, the heartbeat of business and life. I'm Alanna, your host, and I've always been someone who thrives on juggling multiple passions. I remember the thrill of landing my first corporate HR role to launching my own wedding planning business. It's been a whirlwind. Those early days taught me so much about resilience, the power of connecting with people, and navigating the ups and downs that come with building a career and chasing your dreams. Do you ever feel like there's not enough time in the day to achieve everything you want, both personally and professionally? Or maybe you're looking for inspiration to take the next step in your career, or even start that business you've always dreamed of. On Professional Pulse, we'll explore those challenges and more. Throughout this season, we'll uncover secrets to success, dive into challenges, and discover how we can all find balance in our lives. In this first episode, I want to take a few minutes to introduce myself and share a bit about my journey. You know, it's funny how life sometimes throws you curveballs and pushes you into directions you never expected. That's definitely been the case for me. I started my career in the corporate world, diving headfirst into the world of HR. And talk about a baptism by fire. I landed my first HR role right smack in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. Yeah, not exactly what I pictured when I envisioned my first real job. Suddenly, everything was changing at lightning speed. We had to navigate ever-changing safety protocols and support employees who were dealing with unprecedented levels of stress and uncertainty. It was definitely a crash course in adaptability and resilience, both for me and for the entire company. But looking back, I'm incredibly grateful for that experience. It forced me to learn early on in my professional career how to be flexible with change, how to communicate effectively in a crisis, and how to encourage and support others during a truly challenging time. And those skills, my friends, are invaluable, no matter what field you're in or what life throws your way. But even amidst the chaos of the pandemic, I felt this burning desire to create something of my own, to build a business from the ground up. That's when my passion for wedding planning took center stage. Building a business from the ground up taught me so much about resilience, creativity, and the importance of building strong relationships with clients. These are skills that translate to any area of life, whether you're an entrepreneur or climbing the corporate ladder. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. How did she manage it all? Let's be honest. Juggling a demanding corporate job, running a business, and maintaining a personal life can feel like a constant tightrope walk. There were definitely times when I felt overwhelmed and like I was dropping the ball, but I learned some valuable lessons along the way. One of the biggest game changers for me was getting serious about time management and prioritization. I started using tools like time blocking, where I schedule specific blocks of time for different tasks. And I learned to say no to things that weren't essential. It's an ongoing process, but I'm constantly striving to find that sweet spot between work and life. And let's not forget about self-care, whether it's taking an at-home Pilates class, going for a run, or just spending some quiet time alone with a good book. It's crucial to make time for activities that recharge your batteries. That's something I'll be emphasizing throughout this podcast, because you can't pour from an empty cup, right? So how does all of this relate to Professional Pulse? Well, my experiences have taught me that success isn't just about climbing the corporate ladder or achieving financial goals. It's about finding fulfillment in all areas of your life and creating a rhythm that works for you. My goal with this podcast is to share the lessons I've learned, the tools I've used, and the insights I've gained along the way. I want to empower you to find your own rhythm, achieve your goals, and live a life that truly feels aligned with your values. Now, I want to talk about something that's been absolutely essential to my journey, both personally and professionally: the 3 P's to success: passion, persistence, and patience. These principles have been my guiding stars, helping me navigate the ups and downs, the triumphs, and the setbacks. And they'll be a recurring theme throughout this podcast, because I truly believe they hold the key to unlocking your full potential. First, let's talk about passion. Passion is that fire in your belly, the thing that gets you excited to jump out of bed in the morning. It's what fuels your drive and gives you the energy to keep going, even when things get tough. Think about it. When you're truly passionate about something, it doesn't feel like work, does it? It feels like a calling, a passion, a joy. For me, that passion is people. I'm fascinated by what makes people tick, what motivates them, what their dreams are. That's what drew me to HR in the first place, and it's what continues to inspire me in my work as a talent professional and a wedding planner. But passion alone isn't enough. That's where persistence comes in. Persistence is that grit and determination that keeps you moving forward, even when you face obstacles or setbacks. It's about refusing to give up on your dreams, even when the going gets tough. I remember when I was first building my wedding planning business, I faced a ton of rejection. Venues wouldn't return my calls, vendors weren't interested in collaborating, and potential clients seemed to disappear into thin air. It was discouraging for sure, but I refused to give up. I knew I had something special to offer, and I was determined to make it work. So I kept networking, kept refining my pitch, and kept believing in myself. And eventually, things started to turn around. And finally, we have patience. Patience is the ability to stay the course, to trust the process, and to know that sometimes things take time. It's about recognizing that success is often a marathon, not a sprint. When I first started my wedding planning business, I was so eager to hit the ground running and book as many clients as possible. But I quickly learned that building a successful business takes time, it takes dedication, and it takes patience. There were definitely moments when I felt frustrated or impatient, but by reminding myself to trust the process and keep putting one foot in front of the other, I was able to achieve my goals. Now here's something I want you to really take to heart. These 3 Ps aren't just for entrepreneurs or career-driven individuals. They apply to all areas of life. Think about your relationships with friends and family. They require passion, persistence, and patience to nurture and to grow. Or consider a hobby you're passionate about. It takes persistence to develop your skills and patience to master them. When I began my business, I quickly learned I needed to discover my purpose and why. If I'm going to be spending a lot of time investing and growing into something, I learned in my pit moments of not balancing time wisely that I needed to focus my mind back to why I am doing this in the first place. We can say that for a lot of things in our life. Relationships with family and friends, a coworker, a hobby we want to enjoy, they all have starting points. And it's okay. In fact, it's essential to reflect back to the very beginning of those things and see the progress we have made. It helps us reconnect with our why, rekindle our passion, and find the strength to keep going. So as you embark on your own journey, whatever that may look like, remember the power of passion, persistence, and patience. Embrace these principles, and I promise you, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. Here's a sneak peek at some of the topics we'll be covering in future episodes: wedding planning tips and tricks, business and leadership advice, mastering personal finance, health and wellness topics, and so much more. I want this podcast to be interactive and engaging. Feel free to reach out with your questions, topic suggestions, and feedback. You can connect with me on social media at Professional Pulse Pod on Instagram and YouTube. That wraps our first episode of Professional Pulse, the heartbeat of business and life. I'm thrilled to have you with me on this journey. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, leave a review, and stay tuned for our next episode. Thanks for listening. And remember, with passion, persistence, and patience, you can achieve anything. See you next time.